NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's the final round of the Peach Invitational. Located in Atlanta, Georgia, the East Lake Golf Club is the home course to the legendary golfer Bobby Jones. It's the oldest golf course in the city of Atlanta. This is Rich Lerner along with Frank Novelo for EA Sports, and we'll be calling all the action out on the course today. Frank, how about the 13th hole? Pretty long par 4.
It is. 470 plays closer to 500. The reason why is you're going back uphill. A slight dogleg left, playing around those two bunkers on the left. Another, though, that you have to flight that second shot beautifully. That green pinches in the front, protected by the bunker left and right.
That's in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. That is classy.
A chance of going in.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Good, solid par right there. Old oaks and tall pines make this straightaway par 4 a really tight and demanding driving hole. Longer tee shots could leave a difficult side hill stance along the right side of the fairway. That two-tiered green is bunker.
When he goes after it like he is here, smoked that one.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round.
How did that not go in? Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
He's made it. There are 3 tall pines on the right side of the fairway that force players to hit a fade to get to the best position in the fairway. With a good drive, players can definitely reach this short par 5 in 2. A well-bunkered green poses problems if missed long or short. One of the easiest holes at East Lake, a par here, will drop a shot to the field. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. We're also seeing more long putters in the game.
Yeah, there's a choice. If you don't feel comfortable with a normal grip and you've got a few nerve issues, then you can, well, use a longer version, jam it in your chest, have a different fulcrum point.
That is tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
This looks to be at least an extra club, maybe 2 clubs going way up that hill to the green. Birdie try up next. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Sneaking into contention here, that birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. Frank, this is really a picturesque hole. As you look out, you can see the Atlanta skyline, and you can also see, with just a few holes to play, maybe a $10 million pot of gold.
If you can't smell the finish from here, then you never will. And you're right, you know, you've got water coming up after this hole. Good tee shot here. If you want to challenge those bunkers, so be it. If you can somehow thread it just right of that, then you'll have a chance at the second shot that also is going to play downhill. I'm loving that balance.
This is when the game is fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it stays in the air forever.
Yeah, the hang time on that. Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Pretty good shot right there. Nudge this one home, finish it up.
Well, Rich, when you consider how many people started the week off, just sneaking in the top 10 right now, that's something to be proud of.
It was a decent par right there. Over the last decade, the 17th at 455 yards with that water looming left has proven to be one of the most dramatic holes in golf. Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it. Frank, I mean, he put the thumb down on that one.
And kept it going, too. To mash that down like that, that's the air time, the hang time he got out.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Like a who's who.
Now to the final hole here at Eastlake Golf Club. And Frank, there aren't too many golf courses that finish with a par 3.
And that's why it's always under a debate whether you should finish on a par 3, especially one of this length. Twos are very, very hard to find on this green. And the reason why there's so many slopes and hollows here, the 2 bunkers, remember the great up and down from Jim Furyk from the right bunker, that's more than possible. But this is it. This is what it comes down to. Somehow make a 3. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. Second shot coming out of the rough here. All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind, and you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you can't, you've got no control over.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. and he makes it for a bogey here. That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. It's opening round coverage of the United States Open Championship. Welcome to Chambers Bay with its massive rolling fairways, towering dunes, undulating greens, and unpredictable coastal winds. This link-style course providing the backdrop for the world's best golfers here at the U.S. Open. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo will call every shot today for EA Sports. Frank, what is Chambers Bay all about?
A nice blend of links and parkland golf, really. You can still play the ball, through the air, play your own style of play, but it just looks like you've got to play the ball along the ground, almost link style. These huge cavernous type bunkers that adorn the sides of the fairways, big greens, undulating greens. It really is a wonderful test, and off the back it can play very long.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Frank, quite a bit to consider here at the 13th.
Yeah, there's little knobs on the left and the right side of this green. So that bunker you can see, at first it looks like you've got to avoid it. Well, you've really just got to carry it.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Solid play, heart of the green. And getting ready for the putt. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just a couple of feet. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Frank, a 5th consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it, down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, you're going to certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contours of this hole, too, that bend right to left. And 546 yards becomes much shorter than what you would think.
That is just a beautiful shot. All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say.
That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. All right, on to the 15th. Hey, Frank, what is that thing over there? I haven't seen one in a while.
It's a tree. That's right.
A tree?
Trees do exist at Chambers Bay. So do short par threes. Well, in a US Open, they'll have it around 250 yards, but this is a fun hole. This is it's sort of in a weird way, it's a risk-reward par three. A good tee shot here, you can easily walk off with two. Get a little casual off there, then there is a huge bunker that just wraps around the right side of the screen.
Frank, this one's going too far left, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fine there for a little while, but if it keeps going left, it's doomed.
Pretty good result right there, considering...
They look rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did. Chance for back-to-back.
Settles in over the putt. Not his best effort right there. That's a bogey, and now 3 over. Getting set to take on the finishing holes here at Chambers Bay. How do you do it in the right way, Frank?
Well, when you look down this fairway, obviously everything slopes left to right. That makes this hole actually play a little bit more of a dogleg to the right, even though it doesn't look it. And then, of course, that green up ahead, it's like a tabletop. So precision here is absolutely paramount. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Should be safely on deck.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. So with that, they're trying to fight back. Now at 2 over. Now to the 17th, par 3 here at Chambers Bay.
Yeah, they say beached at 16, that's the name. This one's called derailed. So you imagine coming down the stretch of a US Open, exactly what you're going to require. That's your best golf. And you're going to need your best tee shot here at this par 3. It mightn't be overly long, but when you look at that green just sitting up there perched, this one you do not want to make a mistake in.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, you've been there so many times. Is it fair to say that a U.S. Open is as much a psychological test as it is a physical test?
I think that's a great way to put it, Rich. It really is. People know that you're not going to get instant gratification at a U.S. Open. You're going to sort of get hit more than you'd like, especially come the end of the week. But also in the back of your mind, you realize that's the way you should be tested, maybe once a year. That's all. And that often determines the best player in the game.
Well, the bad news is he missed his target by quite a bit. The good news, he's still on the green. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
So they'll tap in. Ouch, that hurts. Double bogey. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Really good play off the tee, at least 300 yards and in the fairway. steeply up the hill here. This is going to play very long. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. No doubt they'll be happy with that shot. Well played. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's a step in the right direction. Makes the putt and makes the move to 3 over. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
This is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. The 11th hole. Frank, what's ahead here?
This is another green that's sort of sloped. There's a lot of little slopes in this green here, plus the green angles from right to left. So it just depends on whether that second shot that lands. You've got to be well aware of what you're landing on. If you're landing on a downslope, it's going to kick forward. Obviously, an upslope, it's going to stop that much quicker.
Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Frank, as a player, do you like the drivable par 4? And we've seen these setups now at just about every single U.S. Open.
When you're playing well, there's no question, then they favor the guy playing well. But if you're struggling, no one likes their hand forced. The 12th forces your hand. It's tough to lay up on this hole.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. Looks like he just misread that. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for Pop.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's good work. That's a good par right there. Coming down the stretch here at the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay, just 6 holes to play, and Frank, this par 4 13th will really test the players.
It is. If someone makes 3 here down the stretch, it will be monumental. A 4 here, no one would leave this hole unhappy.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is gone. Now, that was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
And he's made it onto the green now.
It's that sneaky distance.
A little bit of a misread there.
Yeah, it was makeable, that's for sure.
Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Frank, a 5th consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it, down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, you're going to certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contours of this hole, too, that bend right to left. And 546 yards becomes much shorter than what you think.
Good tee shot, right in the fairway, and plenty long. All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, this the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Locked in on the read and the speed. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par.
Well, early exit for one of what I thought Rich was going to be the favourite, but their week's over.
Numbers don't lie in this case, in this sport. And now, a missed cut. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
Safely aboard, about 25 feet from the hole.
Even par currently.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Oh, I thought he had that. It happens sometimes, Frank. They don't all drop.
No, but you try telling him right now.
So a tester from 4 feet. Frank, you know full well, this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game.
Wow, check out the elevation change, Frank, from tee all the way down to the fairway. No wonder they call this the 5th hole here at Chambers Bay. Free fall?
You better take a parachute, that's for sure. But you're going to need a parachute to land the ball and stop it on this green as well. Not overly long. Well, should I say U.S. Open standards, 488. You know, these days they stretch it well over 500 yards. But one of the tighter tee shots.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. In the fairway, sitting up nicely, and just 155 yards to go. Good-looking shot right here. Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Sevier's.
These putts keep the round together. my goodness, how did he miss that? He has this for par. In for par. Out to the 6th hole now, where the action is underway. Let's check in on our featured golfer. Frank, what's happening early in this 3rd round? Doesn't look good.
Oh, it's a shocker, Rich. It really is. There's nothing like we saw the first 2 days. A series of mistakes just compounding one after the other. Really right now, talk to the caddy, talk to somebody, talk to someone in the crowd. You've got to change things around. Oh, talk about taking the head cover off and let it fly. That's beyond long.
Goodness, did he get all of that one? Wow. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
Good question.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just misses. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole. Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey. Blemish on the scorecard, a bogey. Frank, we know we're at a U.S. Open, 500-yard par 4s, and here a better than 600-yard par 5 at the 8th.
Yeah, you need a missile really off the tee to be able to reach this par 5 and 2, and not a single bunker really on this hole. So this is just long every stretch of the way. The fairway actually looks a little bit narrower than what it is. There's a little bit more fairway than actually what meets the eye at first.
Well, that's the way you draw it up here at the 8th. You want to get it out there. He's done that, and he's kept it in the fairway. And now the second shot here at this par 5. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like.
Good roll, good putt.
Day 3, and what a tournament this is shaping up to be, Frank.
Quite simply, great weather, great golf, great fans, which is the perfect mix for a golfer trying to win a tournament. The final round, if this is anything to go by, has to just be sensational.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live final round coverage of the 115th U.S. Open Championship. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That will be a great look at birdie. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Drops for a birdie. Now on to the 11th, and Frank, we are looking at a long par 4 in front of us.
We are indeed, and it's called shadows, but there is love in the shadows here. Hit it over that dune down there in the middle of the fairway. If you can get it there around the 300-plus yard mark, then the hole obviously starts to get a little easier. That second shot, you'd like to hit a little bit of a cut in here, but there's 2 levels to this green, so make sure you're on the right level where that flag is.
Good contact, good result. Frank, he's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Looks like he just misread that. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Frank, we just came off that long par 4 at the 11th, well over 500 yards. Now at the 12th, we go in the opposite direction. This has become a staple at a U.S. Open, the reachable par 4.
Yeah, the logic would say just grab sort of a mid-iron to a long iron, knock it down, wedge it on there, and have no strain, no sweat. But who's going to play golf like that? Take the head cover off. Come on, chance it. It's called narrows. Well, the odds are going to be narrow, but you just might hit the green. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Somehow that managed to miss the bunker, Frank.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand for sure.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. In for par. With just 6 holes left to play here at the U.S. Open, we arrive at the 13th. It's a dogleg par 4 to the right.
And in a U.S. Open, obviously 534 yards means if you make a mistake off the tee, the chances of making 4 here are minimal. So fairway first. It is one of the wider fairways on the golf course. You're still going to have a lengthy second shot, and you must avoid the bunker that guards the front of the screen.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, that's just a really good putt right there.
Yeah, that's why you call lag putting. You get outside a certain distance, and really your mind has to be about 2-putting and not trying to be a hero.
stroked that with authority. Frank, a fifth consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it, down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, you're going to certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contours of this hole, too, that bend right to left. And 546 yards becomes much shorter than what you would think.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. This, the second shot here at the par 4. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. This can be a cruel game at times. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants to do over there.
So they'll tap in. And with that par, moving into the top 25 on the leaderboard. All right, on to the 15th. Hey, Frank, what is that thing over there? I haven't seen one in a while.
It's a tree. That's right.
A tree?
Trees do exist at Chambers Bay. So do short par 3s. Well, in a U.S. Open, they'll have it around 250 yards, but this is a fun hole. This is it's sort of in a weird way, it's a risk-reward par 3. A good tee shot here, you can easily walk off with 2. Get a little casual off there, then there is a huge bunker that just wraps around the right side of this green.
Headed for the bunker, I think. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Locked in on the read and the speed. Those are painful from that distance.
Yeah, just another one added to the card. Big mistake.
Drops not one, but 2 shots with that double bogey. Now to the 16th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is pretty short hole. What are the chances to come out of here with a birdie?
Well, you've just come off the short 15th. You can get on a little bit of a run here, providing you get in the fairway first. You're not going to have an overly long second shot here. But once again, this is a precision hole, a little bit like 15. This is a tabletop green, so you're going to have to be right on the money with that second shot.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close, tremendous effort. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Maybe a misread right there. He has this for par.
Well, that was a tricky one, but it's in.
Now to the 17th, par 3 here at Chambers Bay.
Yeah, they say beached at 16, that's the name. This one's called derailed. So you imagine coming down the stretch of a US Open, exactly what you're going to require. That's your best golf. And you're going to need your best tee shot here at this par 3. It mightn't be overly long, but when you look at that green just sitting up there perched, this one you do not want to make a mistake in.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Getting set now over the putt. That is a solid par putt. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. These putts keep the round together. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Mid-Season Classic. New course to most of the golfers on tour, this challenging layout just opened in 2015. Today, we're along the east coast of Maine. Rich Lerner with Frank Nobila. We'll be calling all the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point.
Another great design from Brand Patel, and they really threw the boat out here. Some excellent choice of holes, and you get to see the changes in elevation. You get this on a windy day, and of course 7,700 yards will play even longer than that. A nice calm day though, Rich, and you really can shoot a good score out here.
And now we go down to the first hole. Frank, you've been there so many times. Really nothing like the first tee of a brand new championship.
The thought of the unknown, the beauty of sport, you and the golf course. Doesn't get any better, Rich.
Boy, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
So where the hole is cut, just about 190 yards, Frank. Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You've just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
That is a beauty, a real beauty. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie just sneak inside the top 15.
Now at the second here at Lighthouse Point, Frank, this is some tough par 3.
If you want to try and really break the hole down and be a purist here, Rich, you'd like to hit a little cut into this green, something that moves away from the water and the cliff back towards that bunker. That would be the perfect shot to hit, but such a difficult par 3. Anything on the green would be good here. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Perfect, and in the hole. What a shot. Frank, I like the mix of holes as we start out here at Lighthouse Point. Tough par 4, then a par 3, and now a scoring opportunity with a par 5 at the third.
Scoring opportunity with a good drive. Very thin fairway here, Rich. This hole is built for accuracy, and players off the tee, they're going to have to try and hit this fairway. Long fairway bunker runs almost the entire length of this hole, and it could act actually as a little helper, stop you going down by the cliff, because anything left, obviously, on that cliff line will go all the way down to the ocean. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Second shot.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No, no chance. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Frank, he appears to be in control of his game in the early going.
I like what I'm seeing out there, doing all the basic things at a very, very high level, getting the ball in play. That helps set up the next shot. Next shot gets on the green. That's how it sets up the birdie putt. It's one thing leading to another.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
And things are starting to tighten up right now. You'll see where the next move comes from.
Back over now to the fourth. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, we have already seen some excellent play. Frank, what are some of the keys to keeping this early momentum?
Basically just trying to do the same things. We're seeing good driving, good approach play, and very good speed on the green right now. Keep doing the same thing.
Excellent looking shot here. Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Now, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Looks like he just misread that. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, that's just a poor putt, Frank, and now let's hope he doesn't make Michael Bublé.
He's hardly going to be singing after that one.
Now at -2 for the day. Fifth hole now at Lighthouse Point. Frank, it's a beefy par 4.
Another hole without any fairway bunkers off the tee, but really the main defense here at the Cliffs is the elements. Find the fairway, and you'll also be hitting to a green which is protected by a little bunker to the right side of that, and short. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Gave that the full treatment. Get up.
Whoa, that is long.
Oh, my goodness, Frank. Did you see that? He just annihilated that.
He just threw precision out the window. This is all about brute strength, and that is miles.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Nice birdie to move for 3 under par for the tournament. Now at the 6th hole, it's a par 3, just under 200 yards. Where's the challenge here, Frank?
Well, you've got to love that bunker on the left side, Rich, especially because it's shaped like a letter L. Got to fly that. Green's not too deep, so really the challenge is trying to flight that ball in amongst the breeze should it kick up. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
He just missed the bunker. Settles in over the putt. Good birdie right there, moving to 3rd place on the leaderboard. So that concludes round 1. Frank, what's the mindset after this first day?
Well, the important thing is just try and play smart, get a feel for the golf course. That's what you try and do on the opening round. And now that the players have seen it, we should see some better scores tomorrow.